So just a little bit of an overview of the journey that we took to implement CSA concepts as part of our validation program. So I think that, we start down in the bottom left of the path, engaging our stakeholders. We established cross-functional teams. It was very important to work very closely with not only our IT organization, but our quality partners and the business representatives throughout the organization. So we started by engaging them, gaining support for what we were trying to do. We needed to assess what we had and figure out what recommendations we needed to make for our future state. We then worked to align our processes and our approach to validation with those recommendations. This involved updating our risk assessment approach to include the CSA concepts. We'll talk about that more a little bit on the next slides. We had to train the stakeholders, so those people that were impacted by the validation processes and needed to understand the changes. We worked very hard on communicating with them throughout the journey and continue to do so in aiding with their adoption of the updated processes. We did then actually have to update the framework. So all of the procedures, the work instructions, the job aids, we did create several new processes to expand our framework, and then updated several processes as well to apply those recommendations to implement those CSA concepts. And then we did deploy. So we actually had an effective date of the processes, a cutover date that we worked then to monitor the changes in implementation, if you will, in use through measurement and analysis. And now we're in a continuous improvement phase. So we are continuing to listen to members in the organization, hear the feedback and the questions that they're raising, share lessons learned and best practices that we're observing as we talk to members in the organization, monitor metrics, and check for the effectiveness of the processes that we implemented. It was a long journey. We want to make sure that the changes that we worked hard as an organization to implement are actually doing for us what we want them to do for us. So that's just our journey at a glance.